Okay, so come and lie on the ground. Lovely. And bend your knees. And I'd like you to put your right hand on the lower right side of your belly and the left hand on the upper left part of your chest. And just notice which hand moves first when you breathe. Nice and simple, just noticing. Maybe you don't notice anything that either hand is moving. And then put your left hand on the lower left hip and your right hand on the upper right side of your chest. And notice if there's any difference in this upper right to lower left. Is there any movement in the hand or nothing at all? And then put a hand on the lower belly and a hand on the upper chest and notice if there's a hand that's moving. And sometimes it's quite nice to find out for yourself if you're a chest breather or a belly breather. You can ask your partner to put a shoe on your lower belly and a shoe on your upper chest, just below the collarbone on your chest bone, and stand back and maybe film you, or you put your camera on your phone on video and just have a look at the side view, which shoe moves first. Now you'll try hard to challenge your breath at the beginning. So if you do it for a minute or so, you'll forget about it and you'll just breathe normally as you normally do. And you'll see if you're a chest breather or if you're a belly breather. Okay, so put that to one side for a moment. And I'd like you to imagine a balloon inside of your upper right chest. Fill up the balloon with air, hold your breath, push it to the lower left part of your belly and back up to your upper right chest, holding your breath, back to the lower left, back up to your right. One more if you can hold it. If you can't, let go. And then just breathe normally for a few breaths. So even though I'm asking you to hold your breath for probably about 3 repetitions of movement, if you find it really hard to hold your breath for that long, that's totally fine. Don't do it. Just do 1 repetition. You do what you can. Stop when you need to. So let's do that again. So upper right chest to lower left side. So breathe into your upper right chest. Hold the breath. Push that circle of breath down into the lower left. Back up into the upper right chest. Back into the lower left hip. Back up into your right chest. One more if you can. And then let it go. Breathe normally. Now, because we're kind of working with the breath, we are working with the breath, but we're bringing in more oxygen into the system. Sometimes this is quite a good lesson for us to, we get a bit dizzy because we're taking in more oxygen and our brain is like, whoa. So we might feel a little bit, things are different. It's kind of a little sign that day to day we're not breathing optimally, whether that's through stress or sitting at a desk. Lots of other little reasons. A driving position, maybe the head's forward, restricting the airway slightly. Stress does the same thing, lifts the shoulders, restricts the breathing. It stops the diaphragm from working effectively. Okay, so let's do upper left. So breathe into your upper left chest. If you're breathing into that balloon, hold your breath. Push it down to the lower right, back up to the upper left. A couple more if you can, or rest if you need to. Just pushing that balloon of air back and forth. And then let it go. So why bother doing this? We're opening up space for your lungs, for your belly. So both creating this pathway to open up space. So if you could do one more, please do on that upper left and lower right. Just moving that breath around on that diagonal and then let it go. And then allow that feeling of breathing coming into your middle. So have a balloon, imaginary balloon underneath your collarbone or underneath your chest bone. Can you breathe into that balloon? Hold your breath, push the breath down into your belly, back up into your chest. A couple more times if you feel you can. If you can't, that's fine. Just let it go. And then let it go. If it starts to feel uncomfortable, stop the lesson, come back to it another time. You don't have to do the whole thing. Do what you can. Always rest when your body's telling you to. If you feel you want to do another round, breathe into your upper chest, gently holding the breath. Push the breath down into your belly, come back up to your belly, come back up to your belly, come back up, let it go. Just breathe normally and notice if you feel. So I've just done this a couple of times with you, not even the whole thing. And I can feel there's more expansion now. I can feel my ribs moving on the back of my body, whereas before that wasn't there. Nice. Okay, so now allow your exhalation to be longer than your inhalation. So let's take 4 counts to breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and 5 or 6 to breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going. 7, 8. Breathe normally. I just added an extra 2 on the end there to keep that exhalation a bit longer. So I'm going to teach you something called the sip breath. This is something you can do in your day if you're feeling a little bit challenged by somebody or something, an external event that is driving you crazy. And what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in, and when you've taken your breath in, you're going to add another sip at the end, like an extra inhalation and then an exhalation. So let's practice it together. So breathe in and breathe in a little bit more. And then breathe out. Lovely. Breathe in a bit more and breathe out. So it's like you're taking an extra inhalation at the top. So breathing in as if you're sipping water out of a cup. Breathe in a bit more and exhale. But as you're sipping that water out of a cup at the end or the glass. Breathing in, sipping the breath a bit more and exhale. Make noises if you want to. You don't have to. You can do it completely quietly. Breathing in, sip the breath a bit more and exhale. So it's not one long inhalation. It's breathe in and then a little bit more. Inhale again and then breathe out. Long exhalation. So breathe in and an extra sip breath at the top there and then exhale. And you can practice this nice and quietly in your own time while you're lying there on the mat. If you're sitting on a chair, just breathing, adding that extra sip, and then breathe out. Now you might need half a dozen of these. You might need a dozen of them. But it helps to bring your mind back or your nervous system back into a state of being, have more clarity. So you're more in this out of the fight, flight, or freeze, sympathetic dominance of your nervous system, and more into the rest and digest part of your nervous system, which helps you approach something with more clarity, calmer, more, so you're not having road rage. So it helps you come out of the road rage brain, which is flight, flight, or freeze. And people are like, oh, I didn't know that was me. What was I doing? I wasn't thinking straight, into thinking more calmly, more rationally, and being able to see things clearly and being more level-headed. Okay, happy practicing. It's a nice little thing to have in your toolbox.